Okay, this is a response to Josiah's testing of the Reynolds Handi-Vac vacuum sealer. He was mentioning on his video that he was having problems getting his bags to seal. Now, this bag here and this bag here was done over 24 hours ago. There has been no change at all to them. This bag right here was done basically about 8-9 hours ago. This is a Handi-Vac, emergency Handi-Vac, and I just wanted to try different items. Here people were complaining about if you get too much in the bag it wouldn't seal properly. This was done over about 8-9 hours ago. Still hasn't leaked any. Trying to get it to show that it's pretty well sealed as far as I can tell. Hasn't lost anything. My other experiment was somebody mentioned about submerging one in water. I made sure the vacuum tab here is underwater and the actual seal is underwater. I put a paper towel in there to check, see if it would collect any water in that. Now the ones from the day before, I noticed Josiah had ramen noodles in it, and I had actually put the ramen noodles down at the bottom, and the ramen noodle bag in this area right here got air caught in there, and I think it was because of the seal right here. It sealed everything up except for that one corner. Now the other thing that I noticed too was there was more air in the ramen noodle bag before, and apparently when I pulled the vacuum on it, it was letting air out of the bag into the actual vacuum bag, out of the ramen noodle bag. There's a vacuum on here. If you can see that it actually collapsed the raisins box in there and pulled on it. This is some trail mix that I made. It's not as tight vacuum. He was mentioning that you got a real tight seal on the Save a Meal. Well, I use a food saver for several years, and you can't really compare them because you're using a little bit better vacuum sealer than you would on a Handi-Vac. Like I got here, one uses electric and this uses batteries. It really can't pull as much. The food saver I've used for years and never really had any problems with it. It uses the actual vacuum, and then it uses the heating as well. The other big thing that I noticed on these bags was, compared to the food saver bags, is they tell you about this, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but you have this textured surface on one side of the bag and you have a plane on the other. Same as these bags right here. You notice you have the textured up at the top, and then at the bottom you just have a plane. Now, the reason they tell you to get it underneath this line right here, I don't know if you can see it, the lights are glaring off the table, but there is a line. This is kind of like the other seal bags. You get it down below this line, and if anything's below this line and when it starts to pull vacuum, it might seal everything up before it takes all the air out. Another thing that I did notice too was in the instructions and watching Josiah's video there, that he did a couple different things. One I noticed is when he was pulling the vacuum on this, that the noise did not change, but I don't know if it was because he had cut the video while I was doing the actual vacuum on the bag. But I didn't hear no sound difference, because you will hear a sound difference when the bag does seal. The other thing I noticed is he was sorry this is blurry now, I'm trying to hold this while I'm doing this, but if you put this on the seal, and when he was pulling it off, I did notice one thing: he never went back over and kind of smoothed the edge. It took me watching about 15-16 times to see what he was trying to do, and couldn't realize that I had automatically, every time I seal this, I just do this. I always do that on the food saver seals too, to make sure I check my seals. As well, going past these lines and stuff, these marker lines, I didn't really see anything. Long as you kept everything out of this one circle here, it was fine. I had food products past the upper graded part there into the seal. It didn't cause any problems. As long as you keep it out of the zipper and around this, I really didn't have no problems at all of it sealing. Now this won't pull a vacuum like the Food Saver seal meal. It won't. It just, the batteries don't have enough power on it, and you'll get different vacuums on this depending on your battery strength when you actually do this. This is good for short term, like the refrigerator and that. And I have a couple more items I'll get with you in just a second to show you the difference. I put some in the refrigerator. They seem to hold a lot tighter. Also, how like the carrots were really sealed real good. And the only thing I did not test is in the freezer. This is mainly short term, keep the water out, and we'll test. I'll see the water a little bit. Hold on just a second, I'll get some more stuff. Okay, back again. One I wanted to show you was, these are some scallions that I did. This was done yesterday. They're still tight. It actually works better in the refrigerator when you seal stuff. This is the carrots. The carrots, I guess because the carrots are a lot denser, doesn't have much air in them. It's sealed really good. This was done yesterday, about 24 hours ago. As you see, I got it all the way up there, all around and everything, and it's still holding a good vac. I mean, this was a real tight seal. It was almost like I put it on the Food Saver and sealed it. You can, I don't know if you can really see the creases in that in there, but you see that it's got a real tight seal on this one. And I think, notice the difference. It holds a tighter seal in the refrigerator. I don't know, or it might be just how the material is. Like the ramen noodles, I think it pulled air out of the bag a little bit, but it's still got a tight seal. It'll keep everything dry if you had sugar packs in there and stuff, and that's the whole main thing. It came in real handy on the Handi-Vac, because you know, when you re-roll these up, this has been used several times and rolled back up, and to get it back to original, actually smaller than when I got it, it came out pretty good, and I'd probably use it for this, even though you can't have it out in the field. When you come back, you know, it would be puffed back up, but taking it out and keeping it confined. But it is used for emergency use. And I'll get right back with you. And we're going to take this out of the water, okay, and see if it's dry enough.